Sean Game here, coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com, author of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. you know, there's a lot of guys out here, especially on the internet, that that are kind of delusional. There's a lot of guys out here that think that they're looking for the perfect woman or the good woman. And if you've been following me for a while, I talk about the concept of a good woman in the United States of America. It doesn't exist. A good woman doesn't exist in the United States of America. That's a fantasy. The best you're gonna get is a woman that's a good fit for you. If you're looking for a woman that's 25, 30, that slept with 2, 4, 5 guys, you're delusional. You need to wake the hell up. It's not happening out here today. You're not gonna find a 30-year-old woman. You're not gonna find a 20-year-old woman that's been with 2 to 5 guys for her entire life. If the average 25-year-old woman been having sex since she was 15 today. See, and there's a lot of hypocrisy that lives in society. Here you got some guys will say, hey, they'll go out and do whatever they want with who they want, how they want, whether it's a man or a woman. And when the woman gets out there and does her thing, all of a sudden it's a problem. This is the hypocrisy that we live in. And it's like, it's just crazy. It's chaos. It's just chaotic out here. It's like, it's just the Western society in itself. It's just that mentality that lives in this society. It's really destroying relationships. And that's why the marriage rate is at the all-time high in this country. Marriages are failing. Even the people that are together, they're not really together. They just live together. And the reason why marriages are failing because people don't have the tools that it takes to be successful in a marriage. And most people are so ignorant. They don't even know how marriage got started, how it came about, why it came about, and they don't even know that it wasn't even for them. Marriage wasn't for the common man and common woman. It was never for the common man and common woman. And it's still not today. But people don't understand that. People they try to come up with their own rules. They want to be down with something so badly that wasn't for them in the first place. And, it's easy to get married. It only costs what? Depending on what state you live in, from what, $35 to $70. It's cheap to get married, but it's expensive to get out. So it's just a lot of, the reason why a lot of people have so many problems with relationships is because everyone's kind of like in this little bubble, kind of like in a cloud. It's like a crystal ball and a little fantasy world going on. And everybody's pretty much trying to live out those stories that you used to hear in the novels, or maybe those movies that you used to look at when you were on television when you were a little kid. And as you get older, it just doesn't happen like that. And you know what? In my 20s, I didn't know this. I only learned this as I got out, started traveling, started meeting people, and I've had a lot of relationships, and I had some good ones, had some bad ones. But that's how you really learn. That's when you see that something's going on out here. Something ain't right. And I didn't even know what it was exactly, but I know it was like something's up. I was at a point where at some point I was at a point where I just wanted to find something that worked for a long period of time. I mean, nothing, when I was in my 20s, almost nothing I tried worked long term. And this goes above and beyond relationships. I'm talking jobs, career, opportunities, relationships, you name it. Everything I tried in my 20s, nothing worked. I mean, I'm talking like, yeah, I might have had a good start. It might have lasted for a couple months, a year or two, but it always crumbled. I mean, everything I tried in the 20s, nothing worked, bro. Nothing worked. And the reason why nothing worked, for the most part, is because I had the wrong information. See, if you have the wrong information, it ain't never gonna last long term. You're gonna always have to start all over. And that's one of the biggest problems that I had. And the second biggest problem that I had is I didn't have nobody to talk to about it. I didn't have nobody to talk to about my problems because nobody had the same or similar experience that I was having at the time. Or they never had it in their entire life because most people play everything safe. Most people don't take chances. Most people stay in the same town, same city, same state. They might go a couple towns over or a couple 2 to 3 states over. That's the average person living in the United States of America. So when I was telling people some of the experiences and problems I was having in my 20s, they didn't know what to say. It was like, oh, that never happened to me before. So it's like, oh, well, I got to talk to now. Nobody understands where I'm coming from. I mean, except for my parents, to a certain extent. But besides my parents, I didn't really have nobody to talk to. I couldn't find nobody to talk to. I didn't start meeting people that had the same or similar experience until I got in my 30s. And by that time, shit, I mean, I already figured half of the shit out already. But I went through all that through trial and error. That can be painful and uncomfortable and sometimes expensive. It's expensive making mistakes. If you make too many mistakes out there, they want to put you in jail. You gotta pay court fees, lawyer fees, and you're gonna run into cops. That shit takes money out of your pocket. And if you don't got the money, they want to put you in jail and all kind of shit. So, it's like nothing you learn in your 20s I'm gonna say from 17 to 21, none of that shit works out here. All that shit you see on television, that shit is fairy tale. That's fairy tale life. That's why they call it the movies. That's why they call it a show, because that's exactly what it is. All that shit you see on them talk shows with Steve Harvey and all these other guys, that's fairy tale shit, man. That shit ain't gonna work out here. It ain't gonna work. And it's why it's like some of the stuff I write about, a lot of people will try to shit on it or try to act like they shit don't exist or I didn't learn nothing from it or whatever the case is. I haven't gotten a lot of that, but I mean I've gotten like emails sent to me a couple days ago, and before that, I think the last email I got where I got a negative response was about 6 months ago. So every 6 months I get an email that basically says that, hey, what you said wasn't nothing new or whatever. Well, I say, hey, you know what? That's good for you. I wish every guy was like you. I wish every guy was advanced like you. I wish every guy had the common sense that you have. But that's not the case. That's just not what it is. If every guy had common sense, we wouldn't be having these problems in society. No one will be complaining, whining and complaining and begging for women's attention and begging to be with women, which is crazy. I mean, why the hell, or I should say, how in the hell can any guy beg to be with one woman today when there's so many to go around? This is crazy to me. So I got a question the other day. Some dude said, "Hey, should women date bisexual men?" And look, they already doing it already. They're already dating bisexual men. They're already doing it. Like the average woman, I could be wrong about this, but the average woman today don't even know if a guy is bisexual, gay, or whatever today. They can't tell. Now I've had conversations with some women about this. And some of them have actually admitted to me that they can't tell if a guy is gay or bisexual or whatever. They can't tell. I can. It takes a real man or a man that's trying to be a man to tell if this guy is bisexual or gay or he fool around with other guys every once in a while. And that's because they give it off. They get off the energy, the body language, the mannerisms, all that stuff. The signs are there. But a lot of women claim that they can't tell. Now, I believe some of these women are lying that say this. I believe some of them are lying. But then again, on the other hand, I believe a certain percentage of them can't tell. I believe that. But women are already doing it. Most women have no standards, bro. They'll date anybody. Bisexual, trisexual, gay, whatever. They'll give any guy a chance out here today. This is why I say there's no such thing as a good woman. A woman will give any type of guy a chance. If he comes correct, come on. Come on. I remember, man. I remember when I was growing up. There was one gay guy down the street from me, from where we live. And everybody knew he was gay, but he was in the closet. And I remember women used to say, "What a waste." Because they say he was an attractive looking guy or whatever, and he's gay. And women wanted to be with him. They used to throw themselves at this guy, but he was gay. He didn't want to be with no woman. He had a boyfriend and everything. So they used to live together. So as time went on, women started hanging with gay guys. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm a kid. I'm like a teenager at this time. I'm like 11, 12 years old, right? I remember at a time where being a gay guy, that was looked down upon. It's from a woman's perspective. That was looked down upon. A woman, I remember women they didn't want to have anything to do with a gay guy. And back then, the word bisexual That didn't exist 30 years ago. I never heard nobody say it. That didn't exist. That word didn't exist. People say you be a gay or a straight. And women kind of looked down on guys that were like that. As time went on, I'm going to say the early 90s is when I saw women started hanging with gay guys or guys that were very feminized or feminine or whatever. And all of a sudden, I started hearing stories about guys having sex with women. I mean, bisexual gay guys started having sex with women. And now, when being gay, when a lot of gays started, I think they started getting more exposure in the mainstream media. That's when they started calling themselves bisexual. And this started late 90s. I want to say that's when I started hearing people start throwing this word bisexual. And they say, "Oh, I'm not gay. I'm bisexual." I'm like, I didn't even know what that was at the time in the 90s. What's that? I don't know what that is. I didn't really know. I had to look it up. You know, because 30 years ago, either you were gay or you're straight. I'm just saying that's how it was. The bisexual didn't exist. You know, so today, you know, not only will women hang around with gay guys, they'll do everything else with gay guys. So see, here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that. They say we become who we spend most of our time with. So if so, all these women that are having relations with bisexual guys, that's going to confuse them. And see, when they meet a guy like me, that I'm straight, right? They meet a guy like me, that's going to conflict with what with all the activities and their way of thinking and all these different energies being mixed up. So that's going to conflict, and we're going to bump heads in some type of way. See, that's the problem with that, But you can't tell women this, and most women, I don't even think they care anyway. I don't even think they care, really, because it's like most women don't got no standards, and they don't have any, you know, they don't have to change anything because it's like no consequences. What's going to happen to them? They don't have any, you know, you know, they just don't have no standards, man, out here today. The women are doing whatever. This is why I say there's no such thing as a good woman, especially if you live in a big city. And if you travel throughout the Midwest, North, South, like I have over the past 20 years, I just don't see a lot of things that I see on television out in the real world. Like, for example, people will say this certain group of women is having kids out of wedlock. I don't see that when I'm out and about. I see everybody having kids out of wedlock. I see single white women, single black women, single Asian women, and single Hispanic women. Everywhere I go, all these women ain't married. They got kids that I see. So I like, but when you turn on the television, it's like one group of women that's having kids out of wedlock. That's not true, but that's the narrative that the media want to push out there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like everybody with a brain know that if you're 35 or less, a good 30 to 40% of people come from single homes. That's just across the board. Anybody knows. Everybody with a brain knows. Anybody can go look these numbers up. It's a good 35 to 40% of people. If you're 35 or less, you probably came from a single parent home. Now, your dad probably was down the street or a couple towns over or whatever, but they didn't end up, your mom and your dad didn't end up together for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying that's what happened. That's what happens in the United States of America. But if you turn on the television, they'll make it seem like it's just one group of people that got a high divorce rate, or having kids out of wedlock, or they're having abortions. Now, we already know who's having all abortions in this country. We know who having the highest rate of abortion. It's a numbers game. If it's more group of women than everybody now in America, there's more white women than any other woman in America, right? So it's a numbers game. So you know they have to have the highest rate of abortion than any other woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just mathematically speaking. But if you turn on the television, it's like something else going on. But if you go to any of these abortion centers, you're gonna see who's going in there. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna see who's who. As a matter of fact, I know some parents personally. If their daughters, young daughters in high schools get pregnant, she get an abortion off top. There's no discussion, nothing. You know. As a matter of fact, I know some women personally. They treat abortion like birth control. They've had 7, 8, 9, 10 abortions. Now, there's nobody in my family that had that many abortions. I don't know anybody in my family, just across the board. I don't know anybody in anybody's family that's connected to me through blood that had 7, 10 abortions. The only women I know that had that many abortions are friends of other people, or people that I've met through the years, or women of other cultures, other nationalities, or whatever. But if you turn on the television, it's going to be the same old narrative they're pushing all the time. And this is why a lot of relationships are so dysfunctional, because we have the wrong information. Nobody knows what the hell they're doing. Everybody just winging it. Everybody bought into all the stereotypes. Everyone listening to everybody that haven't accomplished anything in their lives. They haven't had. You got people that are taking advice from people that never had a successful relationship at all. And that's why a lot of people have so many problems in their relationship, because people are selling them a dream, and those dreams don't come to reality when you're out in the real world. You can go on your job and bullshit around, and you can look at TV and let them sell you wolf tickets, and drink all the Kool-Aid you want. But when you leave your job and leave your house, and when you're out and about in the real world where the real people exist, you're gonna get a wake-up call that this shit ain't what I thought it was. And this is why a lot of guys are delusional. A lot of guys, they're starting to be more delusional than women. At least women lie all the time. So that tells me that they're not as delusional as you think they might be. At least a lot of women that I know, they lie all the time. Because they know a lot of guys can't take it. So that kind of tells me, they know if they was to tell or expose their true nature, that the guy that they're dealing with probably would kick rocks. And that's probably true. Because a lot of guys, it's kind of like they looking for this perfect woman that he can get married to, that's been with one to two guys all her life. And, you know, it just doesn't work like that. No. You're not going to find the perfect woman out here. It doesn't exist. And see, a lot of these women out here, they have a high body count. That's another thing that a lot of guys can't take. And, a lot of these women, they be doing shit. A lot of them be tricking off with guys from time to time. They don't do it all the time, but they exchange things for sexual favors. I mean, they sleep. A lot of these women sleep their way up the corporate ladder. They be doing all kinds of stuff. But your woman ain't gonna tell you this. You know why? Because you can't take it. That's why. You can't take it. That's why she's not gonna tell you. She's not gonna tell you when she was in college, she got a train ran on her. She's not gonna tell you all that. She's not gonna tell you when she took a vacation, she got a train ran on her. She's not gonna tell you she went to a swingers club or went to a private sex party. She's not gonna tell you all that. She's not gonna tell you all that. She don't even count that. That doesn't count as far as sleeping with guys, having sex with guys go. She doesn't even count the sex parties, the swinging clubs, the taking a vacation, and getting the train ran on. That doesn't count as having sex. That's just more of a fling. That was just a one-time deal. So if you ask a woman, hey, how many guys you slept with? They're like, oh, I've had 5 relationships. But she doesn't count all the rest of the time she got a train ran on her and the vacation she took. She doesn't count all that. She doesn't count the time that she took it. She had all anal sex. She doesn't count none of that. None of that. She doesn't talk about any of that. She's not going to tell you that, buddy. You can't take it. You're looking for something that's a woman that's pure. So you get married to the woman that you think is pure, that's precious. You put her on a pedestal, treat her like a hero when you first meet her. And as soon as she does something that you don't like, she goes from the hero to the zero. And now you start name calling you slut, you whore, all kind of name. That's when the name calling comes in there. And then if you get married to the woman, some of these guys are gonna have a side chick. So they'll get all nasty, do anything with the side chick. Whatever. They'll treat her have sex with her like a porn star. But they're not gonna have sex with the wife like that, which is crazy. That is the craziest thing, but they're not gonna have sex with their wife like a porn star, but somebody else is gonna have sex with their wife like a porn star eventually. This is a hypocrisy that lives in this country. And this is why a lot of relationships fail, because we have the wrong information. Some of us have drunk the Kool-Aid, and most of these relationships out here today are just dysfunctional. You have a lot of married women out here are off the charts, off the hook. Every free time they have to get out, when they get out, they're trying to they're trying to eat you alive if you're a guy that they're attracted to. It's crazy. I'm telling you, man. Where I live at, I meet married women all the time. And they don't even tell me they're married, but I just know. I just, after meeting so many people, I just can tell who's married and who's not. But it's like, they're thirsty like the werewolf of London. It's like, it's crazy. You know, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy how the relationship dynamics is out here today. You know, but it is what it is, man. But I'm gonna tell you what, women are dating exactly who they want to date, whether you like it or not. This is why I don't judge. I try not to judge. Don't now. The only time I will judge a woman is if she's misrepresenting herself. Number one, if she's misrepresenting herself. Two, is whatever she's doing is affecting what I'm doing directly or indirectly. That's the only time I'll judge a woman. Other than that, hey, have at it, man. She can do whatever she wants. You know, long as what she's doing doesn't affect me directly or indirectly, or if she doesn't misrepresent who she is, have me thinking she's Mother Teresa and she turned out to be like some of these porn stars out here on film, she can have at it. It's all good, you know. But hey, if you keep living long enough, you're gonna find out exactly what I've experienced. You know, it's gonna happen. But if you stay in that little box and don't go after what you want, you'll be like most guys, just average. And it is what it is. So hey, if you like what you heard, give me a thumbs up, share this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.